everybody. PJ. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. 2025 Lancaster Archery Classic. So, I'm hoping that we can get you some video of some of the Longbow folks, because I think that's what I'm most excited about this week. Longbow, it's our new division. And so I went and found out a bunch of things that I didn't know about it, because I said last night that we follow NFA rules. That is incorrect. We follow, it's like a combination of rules, because NFA does not require wooden arrows, but we do. So for the Longbow class, they have to, a longbow is classified as a bow that's straight at the end. In other words, it doesn't curve back like a recurve. So the ends, here we go. Yeah. You can see the wood bow there, the second bow in. That's gonna be, there's longbow right there. So they have to shoot wooden arrows. And the other thing that I didn't know is their index finger has to be touching the nock. So if you know about how recurve archers shoot, it's either going to be split finger, which we see in Olympic recurve, like that gentleman right there in the foreground, and then the bare bow right next to him. Hey, perfect example. So the recurve guy is shooting with his index finger on top of the arrow, 2 fingers under. This Ceophagus, he's bare bow, and there, that longbow guy, he just shot with 3 fingers under. You can do that as long as your index finger, look at that. Man, we're getting it all right here. So Ceophagus, if you saw him, he just did what they call a crawl. His index finger moved down away from the arrow. In longbow, you can't. Your index finger has to touch the arrow. So you can shoot split, or you can shoot 3 fingers under, but your finger has to touch the nock. So, man, we got all that demonstrated right there for you. So we're excited to see what the good scores are. Now there's an Olympic recurve. But, yes, I'm looking here. I believe I heard PJ say there are 20 plus countries represented. 21 or 22 was the count I got yesterday. We have over 3,000 archers competing this weekend. That includes over 800 kids for the Easton Youth and Collegiate Trophy Tournament, which is, I mean, that thing just exploded in the last year, so that's going to be awesome. Now, we will also have kids shooting in the full classic. There are several of them out here. We have youth divisions in the classic, so you can shoot that if you want. Some of them shoot both, because the youth tournament will be Saturday and Sunday. The classic qualification is today and tomorrow, so you could shoot both if you wanted to, and we have many who do that. But the reason we have the youth tournament is you only have to be here one day. Come in one day, shoot your round, you go home. There's no finals. We don't have any of that, because what we want to do is give you the classic experience for a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the time commitment. That's often where people come in and, you know, check it out, see what it's all about, and then hopefully they'll move up to a youth division at the classic, where, you know, if a kid is shooting today and qualifies for the finals, or qualifies at least to advance, then they have to be here for Saturday for elimination matches, and depending what division, they may have to shoot Sunday. So you can imagine, if your qualifying is Thursday and you make it to the finals on Sunday, that's 4 days you got to be here. Versus the youth tournament, you come in, shoot one day, go home. So, but what we want them to get is that classic experience. Look at that. Imagine you're a kid and you show up and you're shooting. And this is the first line of the tournament. So this is our least This one has the least number of archers. But imagine you're a kid and you're shooting in that. That's got to be intimidating. But let's see. Let's go through some questions. We got lots of questions here. Oh, yes. Folks who have contributed to our Lancaster Archery Foundation, thank you very much. We sure appreciate that. If you haven't heard of it, LancasterArcheryFoundation.org is that. And so what that is it's a foundation that we have where we provide money to clubs all over the country who have programs aimed at getting people into archery. Mostly it's kids, but it could be anybody and any age. We just want to help out people who are out there, the grassroots, getting people into archery. That's what we want to do. And one of the other things that we've done is, so folks who qualify for some of these different international tournaments, you know, to represent the United States, such as, I'll mention, the 3D World Championships. So we sent a team there this past year, or last year it would have been, and that's what we call a self-funded tournament. So if you qualify for the team, then you got to pay to get to the tournament, and it was somewhere in Europe. So you can imagine that's, I mean, you're pushing close to $10,000 between travel and all that. So the foundation, we gave, I believe, every member of that team $1,000 towards their expenses. That came from the foundation. And then the last thing we do is we give money to schools to provide scholarships to kids who are going to school there. You know, you go and you can get a football scholarship, a soccer scholarship. We want them to be able to get an archery scholarship. So Texas A&M, I know we do. I believe the other one is James Madison has a program, but there's lots of schools that have archery as a sport. That's what we're promoting here. And so we want to be able to help them out to get kids, you know, hey, every little bit counts, especially the cost of college these days. Man, you guys see how much that costs? That's insane. Is there live scoring? Yes, there is. You're going to go to iancio.net. There's a QR code in the corner there. Click on that, and it'll take you to IANCO, I-A-N, scan it with your phone, IANSEO.net. You go there, and you'll see Lancaster Archery Classic will be right up top. Click on that. You can get all the scoring that you want to see. Let's see. So, in yesterday's test, they posted all of the times for every event. Okay, so we're shooting now at noon. This is the noon line Thursday. We'll have our second line today at 4:30. Tomorrow, we're going to be at 7:30, noon, and 4:30. And now, while I'm on that, you know, anyone who shoots a perfect 660, we're going to give them $20,000 to one person. So if one person shoots it, that person just gets $20,000. If two people shoot it, Friday night we're going to have a shoot-off. 2, 3, 4, whatever. We're going to have a shoot-off because we're only giving it to one person. And, you know, last year it was $50,000. Nobody won it. We didn't give it away. That was for our 20th anniversary. This year it's $20,000 to one person who shoots a 660. And it was interesting. Last year, every pro I talked to said nobody's going to do it. That's too much pressure. $50,000. So I'm interested to see, is $20,000, does that make it easier? More possible? I don't know. I predicted last night. I'm sticking to my prediction. I think two people are going to shoot it. I don't know who. If I were a betting man, Bodie Turner would be one of my picks. But I'm saying two people, and then we're going to have a shoot-off Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Okay, anyway, getting back to the schedule. So then what happens after qualification is everyone gets ranked. And depending what division you're in, we'll take top 64, 32, 16. What we're doing is we're getting down to either the top 8 or the top 4. And it's head-to-head. So we're going to start 8 a.m. Saturday. We're going to start elimination matches. If you qualified for either the, depending on your division, 64, 32, 16, if you made it into that, we're going to start elimination matches to whittle down the field to the top 8 or 4. So that takes till about noon, 12:30-ish, from 8 to 12:30 to get through all the divisions, to get them set. And then 1:15, we start our finals matches. On that day, Saturday, we're going to go all the way to the end. Bear bow is the last one on Saturday evening. Come back Sunday morning. We're going to start at 8, and we do the rest of our divisions all the way until we end with Open Pro. That's our final one of the weekend, because that's our biggest prize, $20,000 to the winner of Open Pro. So let's say you are Bodie Turner and you shoot that perfect 660 and then go on and win the tournament. $40,000 right there if someone can do that. And that's before manufacturer's contingencies. I know, like Matthews, I don't want to guess. We have the contingencies listed on our website, LancasterArcheryClassic.com. You can check them out. But $40,000 if you win the 660 and the tournament in Open Pro, you could be pushing $60,000, $70,000 for the weekend if you're able to do that. That's a tall task. Tim Gillingham, incidentally, said he believes this is the most difficult indoor archery tournament to win because of that head-to-head. When you're that good, that top level, anything can happen. Once you get into those finals, anyone can, you have one bad arrow, boom. You could be seated first and the number 64 archer could knock you off because you had one bad arrow. That's the nature of the beast. But I wanted to mention back to the longbow. So our longbow will not have a finals this year. It's considered what we call a trophy division. We have longbow, women's bow hunter, youth bow hunter, and masters recurve. Those were our 4 new divisions this year. And you never know how many people are going to show up. The longbow community said they would, and they did. But the schedule was already set, so we couldn't change it for that. But I was with Rob Caulfield, and he said, yeah, they're going to be in the finals next year. There was enough of them. I think there was somewhere in the 80s last I looked. So the longbow folks turned out. We've seen them out there. They are super excited to be here. Everyone I've seen I saw a guy from California. He came over and said, hey, thanks for having a longbow class. I came just because of that. So that was certainly awesome to see. Let's see. What else do we got here? And so I want to see, so here's an archer, looks like. Is that the only archer shooting? No, there's several. He's just separated. So this is our lightest line, the Thursday noon line. This is our first line, so this has the fewest archers. It's still, I'm going to guess, I don't know, 200, I would guess. But we have divisions for barebow. This is an open setup you're looking here, where he's got the long stabilizers. He's going to have a magnifying scope on there. Check that out. That's a pretty sweet scope. That looks like B3, at least his rubber band is, so I'm going to guess that's a B3 scope. B3 Archery, love those guys. Joe Scott. Here we go. There in the black. Isn't that Tyler Weiss? No. Is that Tyler? No, he shoots at 430 today. I thought that was one of our archers. Tyler Weiss. Watch that in the men's open category division. He's one of our pro shop techs, and he's been killing it lately. I know we all have high hopes for him. We want want to see what can Tyler Weiss do. Hoping he makes it to the finals. But this is the Spooky Nook Sports Complex we're looking at here. So this is a facility, 700,000 square feet, I believe it is. It used to be, if you're familiar with Armstrong World Industries, they make floor tile and ceiling tiles. This used to be one of their manufacturing facilities. Now it's a giant sports complex, but there's Julie Kaufman, one of our customer service representatives right there with the blonde hair. Hi, Julie. If you call in, you talk to her. Julie made the big stage in the finals of Women's Masters Open. So what we like folks to know is, our pro shop experts, Tyler Weiss, customer service, Julie Kaufman. These folks, they're competitors. They're doing what all of you are doing. We have Dan Schuler, who's a former national champ in Olympic recurve. We got some talented archers as part of our team. Ooh, there's an arrow out in the blue. Ouch. I'm sure they didn't want to do that. But forgot what I was talking about before all that. Oh, Spooky Nook. So that's the complex there. So here's what I wanted to tell everybody. Look at that field out there with all those bales set up. Today is Thursday. On Monday, all day, there were 10,000 volleyball players on that court you're looking at right there. I don't know how many volleyball competition courts it was divided into. There were people hitting volleyballs everywhere. I want to say this range alone, A range, there had to be 10 to 15 individual volleyball courts set up. 10,000 people. They were everywhere. It was nuts. That was Monday. This is Thursday, and obviously we didn't finish today. We finished yesterday. 2 days, Lancaster Archery staff converted this into the largest indoor archery facility on the East Coast. 2 days. We don't hire outside contractors except for the lighting in the final stage. That has to be done a certain way. And tables and chairs, we rent those. We don't have 4,000 chairs lying around. But the target butts, all the signage, the individual lanes. Now remember, all these folks are shooting 18 meters. You got to measure that. That's our people who measure that. We run all the tape. There's tape on the floors that show you where the shooting line is, the 3 meter dead arrow line, the little pieces there you see that red line, that's archers have to stay behind that. That runs the length of this range, all done by Lancaster Archery people. Everything you see in the background there, signs hanging up, all us. We converted this place into what it is in 2 days. And what's cool is it's like you got people from customer service, accounting, marketing, the pro shop, shipping and receiving. It's across the company, all hands on deck going out there to do that. So as you can probably tell, I'm super proud of those folks because it's just unreal to see what they do. And it's different. I worked a lot of places and they're not doing it because they are doing it because it's their job, obviously, but they enjoy doing it too. They want to see this. They want to see folks out there having fun. So, let's see. Are you shooting PJ? Negative. I know my place. I stay in my lane now. I actually tried to do it one time. 1 year, I tried to shoot, and it was just a mess. I kept getting every end. Someone's coming over. Hey, PJ, where's the whatever? Hey, PJ, what do I say after? It was, I couldn't focus on shooting. Somebody was always interrupting me. So I gave up after that year. I said, that's it. I will not do it. So, let's see what else we got here. PJ, is there a draw weight limit on longbow? There is. Well, I have the rules right here in my pocket. I don't believe so. I did not see when I looked through the rules. No limit. Here we go. Additional rules. No. I have no poundage limit, of course, though. You know, with a longbow, much like a recurve, whatever the max is, that's what you're holding on your fingers. So yeah, you want to shoot a 80-pound longbow 60 times, come on out. Let's see. How is the temperature in the facility? I'm gonna say it's mid-60s. Tomorrow, when it's packed in here, we'll hit 70s. It gets warm. A lot of folks in here, but today it's pretty comfortable. Do I sleep? No, I do not sleep. I'm archery 24/7. That is it. Do you see Mike Perfect from the Netherlands? Mike Schlosser would be Mike Perfect. I have not seen him yet, but he is here. He is on the registration list, so I'm sure I will see him. Does Lancaster sell the used targets? No. Actually, these targets that you see out there, we shot them last year. So we reuse them from year to year. And then once we've determined that they're too shot out here, they go to our outdoor facility, 50 meter, 70 meter, because then, you know, right now we're shooting 4 corners of a round bale. We go to 50 meters, now you're shooting the middle of it, 50 or 70. So we can get a lot of use out of these targets ourselves. And then I think when, you know, it ultimately gets to like, all right, we can't use these for competition. I believe there's a local club, a kids club we give them to, just so they can have something to shoot at. Draw weight in the UK, I shoot a 120-pound bow. Holy cow. Hey, James Brand, if you can come out here and shoot a 120-pound bow 60 times in a row, I'd like to shake your hand. That's stout. Where do you guys post the dates for this event? So we have a website, LancasterArcheryClassic.com. You can see all the information there. Usually in September is when we open registration. We'll set the dates for next year's event sometime here in the next 3 months. And we always announce it, hey, next year's classic is such and such date, you know, January 23 to 26 this year. So we announce that in a couple months, and then we open registration in September. Where are all the longbow shooters? Sorry, we showed them. This is our lightest line, as I mentioned. So we did show longbows. They're all hanging out at one end. There weren't a ton of them, but there were several on this line. There'll be more probably tomorrow. Let's see, what else do we got here? What were some of the countries? So, man, I mean, obviously we got, you know, the US, Canada, England, but I've seen Korea. In the past, I've seen like Mongolia and Ghana. I got a pin last year from some folks at Ghana, came all the way over. So, I mean, they come from all over the world, really. You never know what countries will be and which countries won't be here. Hi from Trinidad. Hello to you as well. So 18 meters, everybody always asks, what distance do they shoot? What distance do they shoot? 18 meters is the technical distance, 20 yards. I mean, it's like 19.6 yards. Oh, that lady, she didn't like the camera being there. But something else I talked about last night on our live feed test. Hold on. Care to give a shout out to David Constantine from Belvoir Bow Hunters in Virginia. Yes, shout out. There you go. You got your shout out. But something I talked about. So at the Classic, there are many things that we do differently. First off, the inner ring, the smallest ring, in most tournaments, that's just considered an X. No extra points. It's still 10 points. We count that as 11, which is why our 60-hour round, a 660 is perfect versus 600 in other tournaments. So that is a bit of a difference in, that'll separate some folks there, just being able to keep them in that 11 ring versus the 10 ring. Then, I'll go to Tim Gillingham again. As he always says, you don't have to shoot perfect. You just where at Vegas, you have to shoot perfect to have any chance in anything. Here, you don't have to shoot perfect. You just have to shoot good enough to keep moving. So, you can come in and shoot a 630 in the Open Pro class. As long as that gets you in the top 64, you have just as much a chance as the #1 seed. Somebody shoots a 660. Because then it's going to go to head-to-head matches. Okay, now you don't have to shoot perfect. You just have to shoot better than the person next to you. Survive in advance. Who was that? Jim Valvano said that. So just keep moving. That's all you got to do. Even when you get to the finals. Something else that we do different. Our finals. So we rank everybody, let's take Open Pro from 1 to 8. In most tournaments, by the time you get to that, the best you can do in that 8th place seed is beat the #7 and you finish 7th. #3 finisher, you're going to shoot against #4 for 3rd place, you get 3rd place. For us, as long as you make it into the finals, even the #8 seed, you can win it all because we do what's called a shoot-up format. So first match was going to be 8 versus 7. The winner moves on to shoot against #6. The winner of that shoots against #5, 4, 3, 2, 1 until you shoot against the winner. Now, a lot of folks say, oh, that guy who came up from the bottom, he had to shoot way more matches. The #1 archer just had to come in and shoot that. That's not fair. The #1 archer earned that right. They didn't, they're not just picked for that. They had to shoot their way to that top spot. They shot the best all weekend, and that counts for qualification and elimination. We factor all that into your ranking. So the #1 archer, they earn that spot. So it aggravates me when I hear somebody say, that's not fair. He only had to shoot against one person. Well, yeah, that's because he shot the best all weekend. But the flip side, you come in #8, you still got a chance. It's a tough road, but you got a chance. Oh, there we go on the left there. There's my friend Justin Czar, one of the bow hunter die guys. So got to give a shout out to them. Oh, and on the right, the guy in the vest is Todd Graff. So there you go. Todd Graff and Justin Czar in the same shots there. They have a contingency that, so I'll just take first place, $750 they give to anyone in the bow hunter class, the winner of the bow hunter class, so long as they're wearing something bow hunter die related. They have hats and shirts here, and this year they got the folks at Tethered to match their contingency. So we pay $3,000 to the winner of bow hunter. For a lot of contingencies, you have to be shooting this such and such bow to get the contingency. Anybody can wear bow hunter die stuff. That's irregardless of manufacturer sponsors. So you can wear a bow hunter die hat whether you shoot Matthews, Hoyt, Bowtech, it doesn't matter. So if you get their contingency, you'll also get the tethered contingency. So that's $1,500 that could go to any archer, plus our $3,000. That's $4,500. That's the biggest payout for a bow hunter division anywhere. And then, of course, you're going to add bow sponsor, arrow sponsor, et cetera, on top of that. But to have the chance to win $4,500 in the bow hunter class. So we're super proud of that. And the guys from bowhunting.com, they made that happen. Justin and Todd, we appreciate everything they do for us here. There was a time when at the Vegas shoot, the maker of the super short bow, Gearhead, they offered like it was like a $20,000 or a $30,000 contingency to whoever won the bow hunter class shooting their bow. And I know Eric Griggs did it, owner of Gas Bowstrings. So he won that contingency, but that's gone now. That doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, we have the biggest payout for a bow hunter division winner of any indoor tournament. Reed Kepler, yeah, right there on the left in the green shooting recurve. He is one of our pro shop guys. I believe he's a part-timer. He works there sometimes. But again, another LAS staffer. So when you come into our pro shop, you might be working with Reed. Hey, here he is, doing what everyone else is doing. Glenn Talley was just on screen. Yes, he was. I saw Glenn out there. He's super excited today. He won Senior Open Championship last year. Yes, he did. Glenn's a local guy, awesome shooter, great guy. But we have Olympians, of course. Casey Caulfield, Brady Ellison brought home the bronze for the United States. They'll both be competing. Of course, Brady also won silver in individual at the Olympics. They'll be here, and he's been shooting, well, actually both of them. Brady and Casey both recently shot 600s with their recurve bows. That's, you know, using the outer 10 ring. So I don't know what their 11 count was. They didn't talk about it. But 600 with an Olympic recurve, that's insane. So let's see. Give a shout out to Hit or Miss Archery Center in Albuquerque, New Mexico. There's Glenn Talley. Hit or Miss Archery Center, Albuquerque, New Mexico. We love you guys. I believe I saw Kyle Douglas earlier. Yes, you did. He's here. I saw him going to the practice range. Kyle Douglas, Matthias Fullerton, Jimmy Lutz, bunch of Bodie Turner, of course, bunch of the best indoor shooters in the world. Mike Schlosser, they're all going to be competing this weekend. And I believe Rio Wild holds the record for winning the most classics at 4. He should be here this weekend competing in now the Masters Open Pro. Who's going to be at Connect with the Pros? Pretty much any pro who's here is going to be at Connect with the Pros. I mean, the list would be too long for me to Levi Morgan, Brady Ellison, Kyle Douglas, Casey Caulfield, Tim Gillingham, you name it. If they're here, Paige Pierce, Paige will be here. I saw her this morning. Paige is out there, Car Kelly, Emily and Dan McCarthy. It's going to be a great time. That's going to be 6:30 tomorrow night, Friday. Kids get to come out, take pictures, autographs, whatever. Okay, let's see here. For the final placements, do you take the total qualifier score and the shoot-off scores and add them together? Yes, as I mentioned, it's every arrow you shoot here this weekend factors into your final placement. So that's, I think that's, again, why I say that number one seed, they earn that position. They earn the right to the easiest path. In any other tournament, they would just be the winner. But here, you know, that they earn that right to be the number one seed. And quite frankly, a bunch of folks say they don't want to be. Paige famously, she said anytime she was the number one seed, she lost the tournament because she would come in and she would have one match, and the other person at least had one match under their belt, if not more. So the other person was used to the lighting, used to the pressure, or at least had some experience. Maybe not used to it, but at least had some experience with it. So, you know, she said when she came in, when she was in the second seed, she won that tournament. She was able to get things correct. So, 660s, how many have we had? I know we had, the first was Rio Wild. Then we went a long time before Braden Galantine shot one. Then we had Bodie Turner shoot his first one. Then Bodie shot a second one the same year that Zach Plonsky. And me, one of my jobs is when someone shoots a 660, I have to grab their targets. We hang them up. Some of them are in the academy, some of them are in our offices, but we have every set of perfect 660 targets that have been shot at the Classic. 5 of them have been shot. So that's pretty cool. Where do I watch live scores? So, inco.net. That's IANSEO.net. There's Dale Folk, before I go on with that. Right in the middle of your screen there. Green bow, the grayish purple, there's a QR code. Scan that. You can go to live scoring. Tattoo on his arm with the long white beard. Dale Folk, I believe now, is our longest tenured employee in the pro shop. Dale's been there forever. As long as I've been going there, Dale has been there. So, great bow tech. Been doing it a long time. There's nothing on a bow he hasn't seen. You come in, he can fix it. So basically, number one seed is guaranteed to place at least second. Yes, that is correct. Number one seed can do no worse than second. So why doesn't INCO show a senior open pro class? There is no senior open pro class. We have a senior open class, but for the pro classes, we have open pro and masters open pro. And then we have women's pro as well, but we only go to masters pro in the senior class. We don't have a senior pro class. Senior open is what we have. Masters is 50 and up. Senior is 60 and up. So pro classes, we only have 3 of those. So let's see. DJ, what is your favorite event to cover? Is there any question? Right here, Lancaster Archery Classic. 100% my favorite event to cover. Just the people you get to see, the quality of archery. My hat's off to these folks, because as I said, I shot the Classic one time. I actually shot the predecessor of the Classic way back in ancient times, early 90s, when it was called the Lancaster Christmas Classic. I shot that. But this out here, what these folks are doing, man, you want to talk about nerves. When I shot it the one time, the target looked like it was 40 yards away. No different, you know, they always say about the basketball hoop. Hey, this is the same size hoop that you shoot anywhere. Man, I did not feel like that out there. So, to me, what these folks are doing, I total respect for them. Just to be able to come out there and do that, and to do it well, on top of that, these folks they got nerves of steel. Better than me. Did Dale work there when it was a machine shop? I believe he did. Well, he would have had to have, because I went there when it was a machine shop. What he's talking about is Lancaster Archery Supply started out, it was Rob Caulfield's dad's machine shop, was the bottom floor, and the shop was on the second floor. So if you've been to our facility, you walk in and you go up a set of stairs. That set of stairs used to be the fire escape. It was on the outside of the building, and it went upstairs to the pro shop. So the machine shop went away after, I don't remember what year it was, when the archery shop then moved to the downstairs. That's now where our academy is. Big, huge range out there. So that took over from the machine shop. But the machine shop, I'm going to say it was there at least till the mid-90s. That's my guess. Because when I went there, it was a machine shop. And now it has turned into this. Okay, if there's no pro class for senior, can they shoot the open senior class, or do they have to shoot the open pro class? So, if you're a senior pro, now I should mention here, our senior pro is different from other senior pros. Like ASA has a senior pro. That's a 50 and over class. Our senior pro, our senior class is 60 and over. So you could, Tim Gillingham, for instance, is a senior pro in ASA. Here, he's going to compete in the Masters Open Pro class, because that's 50 and over. There's a shot of Kyle Douglas there. I didn't know he was shooting this line. He's getting on the line early here. So, but yeah. So if you're of senior age and you want to shoot the Masters Open Pro, if you want to shoot the Open Pro, anybody can shoot the Open Pro class. If you notice, it's just called Open Pro. You want to shoot that class, whether you're male or female, any age, you can shoot that class if you want to. It is open. PJ bets on JD3 getting into the final 8. So I will never bet against JD3. That's John Demmer III at the Classic. He seems to find another gear. However, he kind of seriously injured the index finger on his drawing hand, which for barebow, that's pretty important. And I think, if what I've heard is correct, that he's been practicing shooting without his index finger. He didn't cut it off. He just keeps it out of the way. Man, I don't know if he can, with the level of barebow that we have here now, is he able to do that well enough? And he injured his finger, it's within the last week. So is he able to do this? I don't know. But I don't bet against John Demmer III. He's a different beast when it comes to the Classic. Just shoots unreal. He's won this a bunch of times. I don't even know how many. Looks like there are less European shooters registered. I don't know. I still saw quite a few. But that is a very real possibility that Vegas, now is in, it definitely used to draw a lot of shooters when the Classic was 1 week, Vegas was the next. Europeans would come to the Classic, keep going out to Las Vegas, boom, 2 weeks, they get 2 huge tournaments and they're on their way. Now Vegas is in March, and will they go there? I don't know. See. But that certainly could have impacted. Well, there's still pretty good numbers. I saw know, a lot of Europeans were out there. Only pros were allowed to shoot the pro classes. No, it's if you want to pay the entry fee and you want to go against the best of the best, you are certainly welcome to. Yeah, there are definitely senior pros who are 60 and up. There definitely are pros. They can shoot in the Senior Open. They can shoot Masters Open Pro. They can shoot Open Pro. You can see our trailer was back there in that last shot, the LAS Express. That is our mobile sales trailer. If you're... There's a Doug there in the center in the gray shirt. I can't remember his last name. I believe he is a winner of the men's open class in the past. Yes. Yeah. 2018, we believe. 17 or 18. But that men's open class, I mean, Open Pro is definitely a difficult class. But to me, that men's open class, holy cow. That's our biggest class. These are the folks who don't do this for a living. They got other jobs, all of them, and they just love archery and are excellent at it. I think that's one of the toughest divisions. That's the class, you know, Tim the CEO Hanley, famously several years ago, the only archer ever to come in as the number 8 seed and win it all. Doug Williams, there we go. Thank you. I know Doug for years. I couldn't remember his last name. But yeah, Tim Hanley came in number 8 seed, won it all. I always love to tell this story about Tim Hanley. All of you have probably heard it before, but he came in the front door and this guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, PJ, where can I put this bow?" And he was wearing just a regular, you know, button-down shirt. So I thought, well, you know, maybe he's carrying his bow for his buddy or something. And I said, "Oh yeah, you can set it over there until it's time to shoot, whatever." So next thing I know, I look up, there he is on the screen competing. I was like, oh, that's the guy I talked to earlier. And then just went through like a buzzsaw, and from the number 8 seed just went all the way up through and beat everyone. And I'm going to say when he got to about number 4, there was a buzz. It was like, man, this guy just keeps winning and winning and winning. And somewhere along the line, somebody, one of you in the comments said he looks like a CEO with that button-down shirt. Bang, that's how his nickname was born. Tim the CEO Hanley. What is maximum poundage they can shoot? So there is no maximum poundage. That's one thing where one of the ways we differ from USA Archery and World Archery, where they limit you to 60 pounds in the compound division. 60 pounds, and in those USA Archery, World Archery, there's also, you have to have maximum 23 diameter arrows. We allow up to 27 and no poundage. There's Braden Galantine. So Braden is one of our 660 archers. He has shot a 660 here. His wife Tanya Galantine won the Women's Open Pro division last year. They are the elite shooter. That's Kenna Stevens. She shoots Women's Known Pro on the ASA circuit. Leading Edge Archery, I believe she owns with her dad down in Texas. But yeah, poundage. No maximum poundage. Dan McCarthy famously comes out here, Levi Morgan too, and they shoot 72 pounds. This is so close to the first ASA, they don't want to mess around with having different weights, so they will shoot 72 pounds. I don't know how they do that. 60 arrows. And they're pretty much usually make it to the elimination matches. Dan has made it to the finals. I don't believe Levi ever has, but Dan has. I got pictures of him on the final stage, but shooting 72 pounds, 60 arrows in a row. That's insane. So shout out to the PA S3DA coaches shooting. Yes, absolutely. There are many S3DA folks out there, coaches, competitors, parents, you name it. S3DA, we're big supporters of that. Is Levi shooting this year? Yes, he is. I believe he is. He better be. I mentioned that he's going to be at Connect with the Pros, so I have not seen him yet. Haven't seen him yet, but I'm sure he would be shooting tomorrow. Most of the pros, most of the big name pros shoot tomorrow. That's why I was kind of surprised to see Kyle Douglas. Usually what that means is they forgot to register and it was late and everything else was full. Or some of them, they're like, I want to get it out of the way. Bodie Turner famously always shoots on Thursday. He's shooting this afternoon at 4:30. His dad, Joel Turner, will be competing as well. Shot IQ. He shoots barebow. He'll be shooting tomorrow. Big fans of the Turner family. Mom is here too, Sarah. Anytime I've seen them, they're all together. That's got to be pretty cool. Travel like that. Chris B shooting. Is he shooting? I believe so. I was messaging him a week or so ago, and I said, I'll see you in a week, and he just gave me a thumbs up, so I think he'll be. Oh, again, he better be, because I said he's going to be at Connect with the Pros. Who do you have winning recurve and the open divisions? Okay, Brady Ellison is absolutely on fire this year for indoor. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what he's been shooting, but he has been shooting, Brady's one of the best in the world anyway. At indoor, he has reached another level. So Brady Ellison for sure. And again, as I always do, I'm going to give us a shout out. Brady Ellison, the only recurve archer in history to shoot a 900 in Vegas. There is one video clip of that happening, and we have it. Kyle Kovalarich, video producer, LAS, Competition Archery Media. I couldn't believe it. It was the third day. We knew he had already shot a 600. So our producers were talking about what to do, and I was like, we're camping out on Brady all day. No one's ever shot a 900 with a recurve before. I was like, we're not leaving until he misses or finishes it, because if he finishes it, we're going to be right there. There were many other video cameras in there that day, and nobody was there but us. There were a couple still photographers. Insane. I can't believe it. We have the only video that exists of Brady Ellison shooting a 900. Yeah, there might be some cell phone. I haven't seen it, but professional camera, we were there. Professional part, you can. Professional part's a little bit. So for women's recurve, I'm going to go hometown. I'm going to stay with Casey. So she had a little bit of a rough round in Nîmes, but I've seen some of her practice rounds, and like I said, she shot a 600 within the last 2 weeks. That's crazy for a recurve. So the open divisions, I'm guessing open pro. So Bodie won last year. Is Bodie back-to-back champ? No, I don't think so. I think last year he won. Won. Leave a comment there. Who won Open Pro in? You would think we would know, but can't remember. Who won before Bodie in Open Pro? But anyway, I'm gonna say I'm going to say that winning, it's hard to bet. I'm going to say Jimmy Lutz. Jimmy Lutz, good dude, been shooting great, loves the game. I'm gonna go with Jimmy Lutz. I'm gonna say he's my pick. There you go. And then in the women's class, so here you go. I'm gonna throw one out there. This may be a long shot, but I'm going with it. Olivia Dean. Olivia Dean is a Lancaster Archery Academy archer and has just been shooting crazy. She's tough. She's young. I'm going to say she's going to win it. There you go. So, PJ, do you think there might be a need in the future to increase the number of 12s allowed in the finals? No, I don't think so, because that 12 is either you hit it or you're out. If you miss the 12, you're toast. That's it. You have to hit it. And, you know, we saw Stefan Hansen last year. He was on a roll, but as soon as he missed, bam, he was out. That was the end. So I don't think we need to increase the number, because I just think that would be next to impossible to hit 112 every end and never miss. That thing is so small, 1.5 centimeter. It's barely bigger than the 27 diameter shaft. You can fit one inside out, but barely. So I don't think we need more. I think that one regulates itself. Bodie has won it twice. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Bodie won twice. Did he win back-to-back, or was there a year in between? Shout out to Ace, Magnay, and the Oak Tree Archery Club. He and his family are affected by the wildfires here in LA. Darn it. Hey, Ace, best of luck to you, and the Oak Tree Archery Club. We're all thinking about you, of course. Yes, back-to-back, says Fazy Archery. All right. So, a three-peat at the Lancaster Archery Classic? Man, that seems like a lot. Yeah, there you see Todd Graff putting some lube on the arrows. So if you've never shot here, bring lots of that stuff. These American whitetail targets that we shoot, those things are awesome. I'll talk about why they're awesome in a second, but they hold on to arrows. It's much easier to remove them. And so you're saying, well, then why would you shoot those? Well, the reason we do is, if you've ever been to some other tournaments that use different bales, after, 2 days of shooting, or, even after a big line like this, they start getting these big holes where you have to put your targets. So I'll never forget one year at a tournament, I saw an archer whose arrow went in through the 10 ring, but the hole behind it was so big, and he had 200 grains up front, that his arrow ripped through. I mean, you could move the arrow all around inside the hole that it was in. It sunk down, and they scored him a 9. And that was it. He was bounced out. And it was just because the target was so shut out. Oh, there's Olivia Dean. Kyle, zoom in. On the right side, the Darton right in the middle. Darton shooter right in the middle. That's my pick for women's winner. Zoom in there. She's young. 16, 17, 18, somewhere around there. But there she is shooting the Darton. She is a shooter. So, good morning from Invercargill, New Zealand. Invercargill, New Zealand. Good morning, Mac. What do you mean good morning? It's afternoon here. You folks in New Zealand like to sleep in. What time is it there, Mac? How much earlier are you than us? Or how much ahead of us? Big shout out to New Zealand. You betcha. Let's see. Which bow do you prefer to shoot? Compound, classic, bare bow. Compound. I'm no good. I'm good enough with that. Nothing else. Is that Brianna Ochnick next to Olivia? She's another in the Hoyt. I believe that's her. Or Brielle. Brielle Ochnick. Yes, that is definitely her. She's another one of our classic shooters, or academy shooters. So those two, Olivia Dean on the left, Brielle Ochnick on the right, two of our Lancaster Archery Academy shooters. There's my friend Eva Milochik. Eva Milochik is from up in Schuylkill County, I believe it is. Shot a tournament with her, 3D tournament. I unfortunately did not help her out very much. There's the LAS trailer. So the guy on the right at the door with his back to us now, that is Mike Notarangelo. If you've, don't know what he's doing right now. That's Alex Wiffler he's talking to. That's a previous LAS Classic Open Pro winner. He won the famous Snowmageddon year. We had a giant snowstorm, 36 inches. But anyway, the LAS trailer, LAS Express. Mike Notarangelo, he runs that, him and his crew. Unbelievable job they do. They go to all the ASAs. Most of the IBOs, as long as they don't overlap something, sometimes we miss an IBO because it overlaps something. But USATs, they go to those tournaments. Arizona Cup, they're all over the country with that trailer. Starting now, this is kicking off their season. And it's what Rob calls it is, this is the pit crew for archers. That's what it started out as, where whatever happens to your bow, we have whatever you need to fix it. And I've seen them fix some janky things through the years. Mike can make anything happen just about. So shout out to those guys. Guyana, there we go, Michael Chattergum. That's who I got a pin from last year. Guyana. Yes, West Penn. Eva Milochik from the West Penn Archery Club. Shoots up there. PJ, does LAS ever have competitions just for staffers? Yes, we do. The Steel Target Challenge. Go to our YouTube channel and check out the Steel Target Challenge. That is super fun. Love doing that. Man, I came in second this year. I missed it 110 yards finally. And it was, I screwed up in my sight calibration. But yeah, our Steel Target Challenge, that's all among LAS people. We usually have a pro in. We had Christopher Perkins. But our champ this year, got a shout out to him, Brandon Buddy Boy Austin. He is our Steel Target champ. He beat me at 100 yards. At 100 yards, both of us were side by side in the center of the elk, but at 110, he got it. So it's 7 p.m. in Eagles Cliff, England. So in New Zealand, it is tomorrow, 8 a.m. Okay. The world is a wild and crazy place. Here I am sitting at 2:03 on Thursday. Mac is a day ahead of us, 8 a.m. on Friday. That's what he says. He says Friday at 8 a.m. How many arrows you break? At the Steel Target Challenge this year, we broke over 1,300. That's not during the employees competition. So Steel Target Challenge advertises our Customer Appreciation Day, where we have a field of steel targets that folks can come out and shoot. And if you safely shoot in one of the targets, you get your name in a hat for a drawing. We give away some insane prizes. Full bow setups, quiet cack, e-bikes, crazy pricing. Anyway, for that one, over a full day, we broke over 1,300 arrows smashed on our field of steel. That was awesome. Yeah, that's in June every year. So if you're around, come out to it, because that's just a big day of, yeah, it's all for the, that's all for the customers. We appreciate all you folks. And so we have a day, you know, it's at our shops. Obviously we have sales, but we have manufacturers reps there. You can come out. If you got questions about anything, they're all there. And then we have our steel targets out there. No cost to shoot in it. You want to come out and break a dozen X10s? Come on out. Happily watch you break them. But then you get a chance to win some great prizes. So keep an eye out for that in June. It's a great time. Howdy from Yampa, Colorado. Snowing, blowing, and cold out there. So we had that. It's cold here still. It was -1, my truck said this morning. But we had snow a couple days ago. But it's clear. It's just cold. So there you see in the orange vest, that is Frank Heverin, our director of judges. Love Frank, awesome guy, knows his stuff. Larry Wise was our director of judges forever before Frank took over, and Larry's still out there. But we are fortunate to have a great group of judges who help us out at the Classic. You know, this is a competition. We want it to be fair. There's certainly lots of things that happen close, arrow calls. So what the deal is that a majority of the group agrees on the score, but the archer can still ask for a judge. So obviously if there's 4 archers on a bale, the one archer whose arrow it is, they don't get a vote. So it's gonna be a majority. It's going to feel one way or the other because there's 3, but the archer still has the opportunity to call for a judge. Make a decision. Now, here, I'll give you this one here. If you look in the top right corner, you're going to see a trailer. That is our portable bathroom. This is how you learn from experience at the Lancaster Archery Classic. So this field is, I'm gonna say it's definitely over 100 yards long. So the bathrooms, you're looking at that trailer in the upper right hand corner. That's mobile bathrooms. The actual bathrooms in the facility are all the way at the other end. We're talking between the hallway you have to go down and this court, the better part of 200 yards away. Well, accidentally one year, we put all the masters and seniors down at that far end, and we didn't have a bathroom. You can imagine how that went, especially if you're over 50, you know what I'm talking about. So, hey, we learned. We got to have a bathroom down there. So that's a mobile bathroom, and those things are pristine inside. That's nicer than my bathroom at home. So, weird fun fact for you about the Lancaster Archery Classic. All stuff that we learn, you just do this year after year after year. You see the or you run into the problems, you fix them. You learn what you need to do, fix them the next year, you move on. There it is. I'm showing them the bathroom right now, Kyle. Our beautiful bathroom trailer. And let me tell you, you want to raise the anger of a bunch of people over 50, don't have a bathroom near in an event like this. You'll hear about it. And we did. Yes, the masters definitely appreciate proximity to the bathrooms. Now, I will say, however, we kind of switched things up this year. So barebow, you're going to see now in the left-hand corner, that's a field behind there. That's going to be the B range. There's nobody on it right now. We're looking at the A range. There you go. You can see in the background. That's the B range. So tomorrow, that'll be full. Well, the barebow archers were always in what you're looking at. They were always in at the left side as you're looking at it of the B range. So that's exactly opposite of the entrance where the vendor village is. So it's as far away from people as they can be. And you know, they were perfectly happy being down there, I guess. I never heard anything from it, but we just decided this year, hey, let's bring those folks down into where the action is. See what happens. You know, everybody loves barebow. So this year, barebow is going to be all the way at the other end of the range, kind of in the heart of where all the action is. So that'll be cool. Just move people around, see what it is. So where these folks are, lanes, they're in the 50s and 60s. So on the left side of your screen as you're looking at it, those folks are directly opposite a vent. It's an air vent that's in the wall that they're shooting up against. And I mean, this is a big facility, so it's a big vent. And you can imagine that thing blows air. There's wind from that. And we've worked on baffles over the years to block that, to allow the heat to get in, but we don't want the wind to hit the archers. And I remember one year, the year Bodie Turner shot his first 660, he shot it on a Thursday down directly opposite that vent. And the next day I remember hearing all these pros complaining about the wind. And it was perfect because I just kept saying, oh, it bothers you? Well, I just saw Bodie Turner yesterday shoot a 660 standing right in that spot. Rare do you get those perfect serves for a return on complaints like that. But we still heard their complaints and we fixed it. Now there's like big thing. It's like a sail that catches it to block that wind. But hey, it's an indoor building. You got to heat it. How are you going to heat a building that big? Yeah, if you got any questions, shout them out in the comments there. Scrolling down here. Hello from snowy Florida. Yes. You folks had some strange weather this week too. Bodie is just built different. Yes, he is. So Bodie Turner, maybe last week, he posted a ridiculous target on his Instagram page that was, I think he said it was either a 300 or a 600. It must have been a 300. Anyway, it was 3 holes, dead center. It was a 30X 300. And it was not like the little collection of holes. It was one hole in that 11. So I commented and I said, hey, I don't want to see that. I want to see 12s. So he texted me a picture where in the picture, he had one arrow in each of the 12s. I mean, inside out. And I could see he had shot them multiple times and never missed. So I had sent him a picture of one. It took me like 4 days to hit a 12. I sent it to him. I said, I'm coming after you, man. And so he said, I'm shaking in my Crocs. So I appreciated that. He is built different. You are correct. Who are you most excited to see shoot? So I'm most excited to see the Longbow. I have no idea what a good Longbow score is. No clue. I'm most excited to see them. Any of them. just to see what they can do. This will set kind of a benchmark this year of what is a good longbow score. Can't wait to see that. Are Todd Graff and Justin Czar competing now? Yes, they are. They are out there on this line. They said they want to get it out of the way, get the pain and suffering over so they can enjoy the rest of the weekend. We appreciate them a ton. Is the Classic a good time for deals? We have specials in our trailer. Vendors aren't. There's a vendor area to show products, but they don't sell it because we have our sales trailer there. So that's where the sales happen, but it's an opportunity for them to showcase stuff to folks. Brian Vandenboom says 270 plus per game for longbow is my prediction. So that'd be like 540. All right. Well, I have no idea. You could be correct. I know Calvin Smock is here. He was one of the founders, well, he is one of the founders of CD Archery. They sold that. But yeah, Calvin, he was one. There we go. Yeah. Give the wave. Been down the line there. There's a longbow. There's a bare bow. Olympic recurve. Olympic recurve. Longbow. There's a longbow shooter. Look at them all. That's awesome. Another one there. He's got a snake skin on the front of his bow. I asked him if he killed the snake. He said no. Snake skin on the front of his bow, yes. He said he did not kill the snake. Yes, here we go from Shane Hilden. So, Bodie Turner shoots in league night, and his mom was telling me about this. So his handicap is he has to shoot the little 12 ring in shoot-offs, where other folks just have to hit the 11, and Bodie still wins. Who selects the music for the Lancaster Archery Classic? We'll say Josh Grind. We'll lay that at his feet. So what we have to do is pick music that won't get this whole thing shut down by YouTube. So it is what it is. Me would be playing Led Zeppelin and Leonard Skinner and all that stuff, but sorry, you're not getting that. Here. Do American people know what happened last weekend in Nîmes? I certainly do. Yes, for sure. Brady Ellison crushed it out there. Shot a 149N with a recurve in one of his games. That's ridiculous. Not a 149 end, a 149 score. .258 for longbow with wood arrows would be more like it. Okay. Keep that in mind. Again, I have no idea what would be. Or here we are. We're at this end again. You can see Afakis is shooting bare bow, but in front of him we got some longbow shooters. There's an Olympic recurve with the stabilizer. PJ Riley can shoot a 300 listening to Whitesnake. I don't know about Whitesnake. I think I could shoot a 300 listening to, it would have to be Led Zeppelin. That would have to be what would get me into the zone. So let's talk about something else. So Raymond, no, yes.
It's
Raymond Huang won the barebow division last year. So this is my favorite moment on live TV. So he comes out and I introduce him as Reginald Huang. So that's what it said on the teleprompter. I don't know. I've never met him before. So Reginald Huang, you know, he comes up, shoots his first end. I go over with the microphone. So Reginald, should I call you Reginald or Reggie? And he goes, well, you can call me Raymond. I said, I'm thinking, what? You know, this is live TV. So I'm saying one thing and I'm processing another in my brain. I'm thinking, what's he talking about? And I said, what? And he said, my name's Raymond. And I'm thinking, I know I saw Reginald on that teleprompter. I looked over and I said, it says Reginald over there. And he said, yeah, my name's Raymond. So it got messed up. But then as he started winning, everybody started chanting when he would do something great. Reggie, Reggie. So now if you follow him on Instagram, his name is Reggie Ray. So I will take personal credit for him getting that nickname. That was definitely a funny moment out there. Hey, that's live TV. Can't fix it. Oh, wait. Josh, we have a guy who says, tell him thank you for the music selection. There you go. I told him. Is the freak show there? I have not seen Jesse Broadwater. He was pretty. Yeah, Josh, here you go. Here's a guy who says, tell him thank you for the music selection. There you go. Jacob Goff says, I'm personally not a fan of it. I'll say that. But Jesse Broadwater, no, he hasn't been to a couple tournaments. So he's running competition archery products now, and I know he's been super busy trying to get that thing tweaked. You know, Jesse is a freak show about his products, so those points, man, they're gonna be perfect by the time they get out of his shop. So I know he's doing a lot of work on that. I don't know that that's what he is doing this weekend. He may be showing up here. I don't know. But I know he missed a couple tournaments, and I'm going to guess because that's keeping him busy. All right, there we go. Rob Wallace. His money is on Keith Harnish in Longbow. Okay. I don't know anybody, so that very well could be it. We will keep an eye out for Keith Harnish. He made the cut in barebow last year with his longbow. All right. Was he shooting wooden arrows, Rob? Do you know that? I know that's a whole other can of worms when they got to shoot wooden arrows. When is the new Steel Target Challenge? It will be, so we always do it in May, ahead of the June Customer Appreciation Day. So look for that video sometime in late May. That's when the competition will be. Yes, Austin Burks, get the lead out. You know it. There's Larry Wise on the right. Oh, we just lost him. Our judge, longtime judge with us. So you see all those signs over top? Another shout out to our people. We make those in-house. Again, no, we don't go outside. They are designed by us. They are printed by us. We have a printer that cranks those out. Yeah, look at that. Those are all done in-house. We do not go outside. Again, you do this and you learn. We tried outsourcing them, didn't work out so well. So Rob said, hey, let's make our own signs. And so we do. There's our sponsors of the Classic. Shout out to them. We couldn't do this without them. You know, you see the Classic and you see all the people there. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if we make any money off the Classic, because yes, there are a lot of folks here, but the expense that goes into putting it on is astronomical. So I don't even know if we make any money if we do, it's a little bit. That's not the purpose of the Classic. The purpose of the Classic is have a world-class event for archers here on the East Coast. You know, we have the Vegas shoot out on the West Coast. Folks from the East don't always want to go over there. And plus ours is a little different, so we wanted to put on a world-class event. That ain't cheap. What is PJ short for, other than pajama? Okay. My full name is Patrick Joseph Riley. My name. I am as Irish and as Catholic as you can get. However, yes, let's dispel a rumor out there. There's a rumor out there that I am former Amish, apparently. Did not know this. Braden Galantine told me this story, that he had heard that I was born Amish, and then I went through Rumspringa, if you know what that is. It's kind of the Freedom Fest for Amish youth, and that I went to work for Lancaster Archery and just stayed out of the Amish church. I love that story. I think that's better than the truth. So if you want to keep that one going, go for it. But it's not true. So, sorry. How much time do they have to shoot 3 arrows? 2 minutes? 2 minutes they have to shoot 3 arrows. Which doesn't seem like much, but it is. Okay, can you repeat how to follow the scoring live? Yes, I can. So there's a website called INCO, I-A-N as in Nancy, S-E-O.net, INCO.net. You go there, and the top thing is going to be the Lancaster Archery Classic. That's going to be right up at the top. Click on that. You'll be able to follow scoring there. And so it's not exactly live. There's some delay. We have electronic scoring tablets at each one of those bales. So the archers enter it in to the tablet, and then there's, you know, a short delay before it gets to the website. But it's pretty close. Live scoring. I mean, it is live scoring, but it's pretty close to real time. I guess that's it. Is Erin McLattery shooting? She is not. I messaged her not too long ago, and nope, she had said she was not going to be able to make it to the Classic. What happens when you shoot the target twice? So, if you're shooting a 3-spot and you shoot the same spot twice, one of those is going to be a 0. You choose to shoot this 3-spot, you have to put 1 arrow in each target. If you don't, one of them is a 0. Now, if you're shooting a single spot, you know, all 3 of your arrows are going in there anyway. If you shoot compound, certain compound divisions, all the open classes have to shoot a 3-spot. And then some of the others have the choice of either, you know, barebow, actually, they can choose 3-spot, single spot. Most of them are going to shoot single spot. Olympic recurve, however, a lot of them, many of them will choose a 3-spot. There you go. Yes, Austin. Highest scored arrow is discarded if you shoot 2 into the same spot of a 3-spot. How do professional archers afford to travel? Man, it's a commitment. You know, if they can get sponsor money for it, or some of the, you know, there are all levels of sponsorships, but some of the archers I know, one of the things they get is their travel is paid for. That's a certain level of pro gets that from some companies. So their travel would be covered by usually the bow manufacturer. But others, man, I was talking to, and this isn't a pro, but I was talking to a father yesterday whose 13-year-old son is here shooting. He was telling me he spent $15,000 in the last year traveling to tournaments for his kid, you know? And he's like, hey, I'm working lots of overtime, you know, working different things to make that happen. That's what his kid likes to do. He's making it happen. How many qualifiers move on in each class? So it depends on the class, but it's going to be 64, 32, or 16 that advance to eliminations. Then in the finals, it's either going to be 8 or 4 in the finals. Is that Remington Boyer? Or was that? There's Kyle Douglas there, right side, the Matthews. Logan is a pro in my backyard. Me too, Logan. Is that Remington Boyer right there? I can't see his face. No, he would have his name on the back. Thought it was. No. Archer is Remington Boyer, but that's not him. Your stream audio is messed up. Commentary is only on the left speaker headphone. Come on. We're trying to figure that out, I'm told. Link to live scores, inco.net. The audio guy says it's not his end. There you go. IANSEO.net. How does that sound? Who mentioned that? Audio. Kai Der Soxy. I probably butchered that name. How's the audio sound now? Should be better. We're bringing the level up. Anyway, Logan is a pro in his backyard. Me too, Logan. No one beats me in my backyard. I also don't shoot with anyone else, so there's that. Clint says it's good. There you go.
You should see all the things I'm doing here.
Massive audio drop. It's stereo but too low volume. Well, turn your volume up. You guys got a control out there. Turn it up. That archer there. Look at the execution. So she's shooting a hinge release. If you're unfamiliar with releases, that is the trigger head has to be rotated. That peg you saw was just a peg that she uses to draw back. It was not a trigger. And so they pull through until that release rotates, and then bam, it fires. We're working on the audio. Be patient. Live TV, especially in a building that is made of metal and concrete. Imagine the signals in there, especially with everyone on a cell phone. Things happen. What yardage is this? 18 meters, which is 20 yards.
That's gonna fix it.
Here we go. We're told that should fix it.
Don't talk.
Better now.
Yeah, try that.
There we go.
Yeah, now we're in business, boys. Sorry, guys. We're getting there.
So, a couple questions here. What do I like? for release. So I shoot a hinge. I like, this is probably going to be bad. I like a hinge. I like a thumb button. I like an index finger. It depends. For hunting, I'm index finger. I tried a thumb button, no go. Screwed up on the two of the best bucks of my life with the thumb trigger. We'll never do that again. Index finger for hunting. Indoor target, I like a hinge. It's just more comfortable. 3D, last year I started shooting a thumb button, and I kind of like that because I want a little more control than I have with a hinge. So. Let's see. Give that guy a raise. Here you go.
Yeah, I wish.
The audio guy. We're giving him a raise.
I'll take it.
Back tension is harder to use? Question mark. Well, once you get the hang of it, no, I don't. It's not any harder. I think getting used to it is the hard part because it's a little scary when you don't know what to expect. But once you shoot it a bit, it's like anything. Well, there we go. Look at that. Yeah, check out the length of that court there. So imagine you're 60 years old, all the way at the far end. You're at end number 11, and you have to use the restroom and have to walk all the way down, plus another 50 yards beyond this net. You'd be pretty angry too. The new stand trigger with a click coming to market. It's out. It is there. I have played with it. Stand Solex clicker. Index finger. That thing's awesome. Let's see. Does Lancaster use the targets year after year? Yes, we do.
Until they get beat up.
We get, so we use them for, I don't know how many years, but we use them more than once at the Classic. And then they go to our outdoor facility because then we're shooting the middle. Like right now, you can see nobody's shooting the middle of these targets. So we take them outside, use them up there. I mean, we're getting many years out of these bales. How many times have I shot the Classic? This version of the Classic I have shot once. I shot it every year before it was the Classic, before it is what it is. It used to be called the Lancaster Christmas Classic. I shot that. That's like early to mid 90s. I shot that every year. But then this, when we say 21st year of the Lancaster Archery Classic, I've shot that once. And it was a total disaster. I just couldn't. Everybody kept asking me questions every end. Hey, PJ, what do we do about this? Hey, where do we go? Yada, yada, yada. They wouldn't leave me alone, so I don't do it anymore. What is PJ Riley's favorite archery event? I've mentioned it. This one right here, the LAS Classic, 100%. I love it because we do it. We do everything. We do all the work. I love seeing all the people. Just awesome. Finals is ridiculous. I'll be the first to admit it. I got the best seat in the house. That's awesome out there on the floor. Is there a live score somewhere? Yes, there are. inco.net. There you go. Scan that QR code with your phone. inco.net. Dragon Fay 78. I can't wait to come to Vegas next year. Vegas is great, but hey, I'll put a shout out for come to the Classic. We'd love to see you here. The event lineup for Saturday. Okay, we're going to start elimination matches, all divisions, 7:30 a.m., 7:30 or 8 on Saturday. That's going to go till about noon, 1 p.m., somewhere in there. They'll be done, and then we go right into the finals. Our finals schedule is Saturday. They're asking, but here we go. Senior Open, Women's Open, Masters Open, Women's Masters Open, Youth Recurve, Youth Female Recurve, Youth Female Open, Women's Barebow, Barebow. That's Saturday. How do I get those flip scoring signs that the pros use above the bail? You can go to LancasterArcherySupply.com. They're called Sitchcraft. I know that's the name of it. I don't know what category. If you look under range equipment, our division there, our subcategory there, you'll find it under range, but they're called the Sitchcraft. Don't ask me how to spell that. I can't. Do y'all have your own video techs? Or is it farmed out? I'm sitting right next to the video guy. He will be offended to have this farmed out. Heck no. We do our own thing here. Kyle K is the man. Runs the show. And then we have some other folks who we've worked with for years. There's 2 full-time video guys on LAS staff. And then we have a crew of other guys we've used them for years. The one guy, Jason Zerby, what did he do? He left here and went to the Super Bowl? Oh, one of our camera guys last year left the Classic and then he went to work the Super Bowl. But we have another guy, Jason Zerby. He does Major League Baseball game. Where is Darren Christianberry? Darren Christianberry's here. I saw him this morning. If I had to guess, I'm going to say he's shooting tomorrow. Most of the pros shoot on Fridays, but he's here. Elite has a booth, vendor booth, so he always works those. But Darren Christianberry is here. Seth Shealy, goal is to save up enough money and time off to come to LAS over Vegas. Yes, we love the Vegas shoot, don't get me wrong, but of our shoot a little bit more. Is there an age limit for the open category? No, there is not. So that's what open indicates, that anybody can shoot it. I mean, realistically, any equipment. If you want to shoot barebow in the open class, you can. Olympic recurve, go for it. You're 10 years old, come on out. So it is truly open. Obviously, what's going to win is an open setup compound bow. But open is open. And so what that allows is, let's say Paige Pierce, was just shooting lights out, and one year she decided, hey, I want to go for that big money. She wanted to come over and shoot in the open pro class, she could. Now Paige will be the first to tell you that the reason she doesn't do that is that she wants to support women in archery. So she wants to support women's classes. She wants women to come out. She doesn't want to just compete against archers. She wants women. Paige, one of the great ambassadors for archery out there among the pros. How much does it cost to compete in the open class? Okay, here we go. I got prices right here. So just regular open class is Masters Pro. 175. Open Pro is 375. 375 for Open Pro, 175 for just Open. I didn't know which you meant. Target 108A would be on the B range. Right now you're looking at the A range. That goes 1 to 78. 108 is going to be on the other side. See some archers changing targets. You can change targets whenever you want. If the judge sees that like a line is shot out pretty good, a judge can tell you to change a target, but you're allowed to shoot a target whenever you're allowed to change whenever you want. Now, what of all the 660 targets, they've always been two. It's always been 300 and 300. The ones that we have from the archers who shot 660s. As I mentioned, I have every one of them. Not I got them, but they are over in the academy or in our offices. And they've always been sets of two. So they shoot one for 30 arrows and another one for 30 more. What arrows do you shoot? I am currently, for indoor, shooting the Ultra Centrum Premier 27s. That's what I'm shooting. New Ultra arrows from the Outdoor Group. Love those folks over there. I hunt with Easton's 4mm Axis long range match grade. Will we get to see the B range? You won't in this line because there's nobody over there. So everybody is on A range right now. So no, we are not shooting the camera over to B range because there's nobody there. Sure. Hey, who wants to see the finals venue? Let's take a look at it. There you go. That's going to be the shootings, the target area of the finals. Got our two targets there lit up. You want to come and win the big money at the Lancaster Archery Classic? That is our finals target stage there. Pretty sweet. Outside of your quiver, what's the one piece of gear you would never change? I don't know. I don't know if I have something that I wouldn't change. I think I've changed everything. That's probably why I stink. But I think I've changed everything within the last 2 years. I can't say there's anything that I wouldn't change. If I find something I think works better, I'll do it. You had to bet. Who would you bet on with Open Pro? Gotta go with Bodie Turner. If I had to bet. Josh Grind says Matthias Fullerton. So he's going all in on Matthias. Certainly. Also a great choice. What was a bow that you wished you never sold or left behind? Well, I have didn't. So the Matthews Traverse is a bow that I just think was the greatest of all time. And I didn't actually sell it. My nephew is using it to hunt. So technically, I could still steal that thing back if I had to. But it is out of my possession, although it's kind of not.
Oh, really?
He wouldn't have a choice. He'd have to get it back for me. But
Oh, no.
there was no way I was going to sell the Matthews Traverse. I just thought that thing was awesome. I still do. Maybe in like 10 years, I'll grab it back from my nephew and try and shoot it again. That was a great one. I had a Hoyt Carbon Spider. I shot that thing really well. Oh, okay. Hoyt Nitram. That's one that I wish I could get back. I gave that one to someone. I think I gave it to a friend's kid. But that was an awesome bow, Hoyt Nitram. Carbon Spider, my brother-in-law has that, so I can still get that one too. Can you come to the Classic to watch? Yes, you can. We charge nothing. The venue charges $10 to park. That's their thing. But we don't charge anything. You can come on in and sit and watch all day, every day if you want. Your best archery day as of score in your life? League night 2 years ago, I shot a 300. I've shot 300s very, very infrequently in practice, but that was one that counted. Shot a 300 at league night. That was like 2 years ago. There's a place you can follow the scores, inco.net. Or put your phone up, scan that QR code. That will take you to inco.net for live scoring. Austin Burks is rooting for Paige Pierce to win it this year. That's a good bet. Age is always a good bet for winning this. For winning any event. And last year we had a young girl from Indiana. What was her name? I want to say it was Gracie something. I forget. She was shooting Youth Female Open, and her qualification score would have been, if I remember, top 5. It might have even been the best. I think it was better than any of the women's Open Pro archers. I believe it was. She shot awesome last year. If you remember her name, put that in the comments here. Grayson Fletcher. That was it. Man. Digging deep into the black hole of memory there. I'm expecting she will be here this year. PJs, the range at the Lancaster Pro Shop open 24 hours. Is that today? So that's our shooting center. And free practice is available. Shooting center. It's open 6 a.m. to midnight. So not 24 hours. It's open 6 a.m. to midnight. That's our shooting center. That's at our pro shop. There we go. Not target related. Will PJ hit an upper 12 on shot of the week this week?
Doubtful.
Who knows? You would think by now I would have hit one by accident. We don't need to talk about that. That's a sad story. There's Justin Czar right there in the black shirt in the front there. Bowhunting.com, bow hunt or die. They have a contingency for the bow hunter division. Then they convinced one of their sponsors, Tethered, to match it. So anyone in the bow hunter division, when you get to the finals, if you wear a piece of bowhunting.com clothing, which that doesn't interfere with any manufacturer sponsoring, because you can wear a hat. You know, some manufacturers require you to wear the shirt, but no one has the hat. So anything you wear that says bowhunting.com, you're eligible for those contingencies. And that would be first place would be $1,500 added to our $3,000, $4,500 biggest payout for bow hunter division anywhere. Are the UV arrows any good? Ultra View arrows? Yeah, I think so. I've shot them. I played with them. Those things shoot incredible. You know, there was a lot of back and forth. Yes, they are expensive, but I can't say, you know, are they worth it? That's an individual question. Are they really good arrows? Yes. They're excellent arrows. I don't know what. There is nothing to say negative about them. If you find them too expensive, hey, I get it. I certainly, they are high quality arrows. PJ, who you got for bow hunter? I mean, that kid Ethan who won last year, he's so young. Why wouldn't he come back and do it again? Get his last name. Well, don't pay attention to that. I'm going to say, has Darrell Pace, Justin Hewish, or Jay Bars ever competed in the Classic? Man, I don't know the answer to that. So Justin Hewish would have been at his peak before the Classic. This is our 21st year. Justin Hewish won in the 90s. And he's gotten back into it. I see Justin out at USATs and tournaments like that all the time now. Great to see him out there. He's still got it. He always makes it into the mix. But indoor, I guess he'll probably shoot Vegas. Jay Bars, we see him around the shop all the time. He does seminars here. Darrell Pace I have not seen in years. But I don't know if any of them have shot in the Classic. I don't know that. What are the scores on average between bow hunter class compared to open? Open, and we're going to talk not pros here. Open, you're going to have a pile of scores in the 50s. That's 650 and up. But in bow hunter, I think if you have any in the 50s, they're going to be rare. Got my phone here. I don't know if it works. Let's see. Go to last year's Classic. Nope, my phone's not working. So if you go to inco.net and type in 2024 Lancaster Archery Classic, you can see all the scores, qualification scores for division. But I got to think a 650 is pretty rare in bow hunter. How many are registered for the bow hunter class this year? I do not know. I do not have a final count. That's one of our bigger divisions. Open pro, men's recurve, and bow hunter. Those are some of our bigger divisions. Jeff Hartman still has a carbon spider. Yeah, great bow. Especially right now out in that cold. Tina Procoli, Fawn Gerard, or somebody new for women's bear bow. Who do you have? Man. Lena Bjorklund. I mean, come on. Last year's champ. She's here. I saw her. It's hard to bet against her. I gotta think Fawn Gerard has to break through one of these years. She's always right there. And just a great person besides. I'd love to see her win. Ethan Conway, there you go. That's the bow hunter from last year. But I'll pick Fawn. I'll pick Fawn as my winner this year. Why not? Fawn had the distinction of almost, just barely missed making the finals as a female when barebow was mixed, when it was men and women. She was so close to making it into the finals. Just didn't get there. That would have been quite the accomplishment. So she was shooting against pretty much all guys then. But now they have a women's barebow. She is always a force there. Hunt, target, 3D tack, which do you prefer? Hunting. I'm a bow hunter. That's how I got into all this, was bow hunting. And then I just started shooting my bow target because it was something to do in the winter. Hey, I got this bow. I like shooting it. Let's go to Lancaster Archery and start shooting targets. But if you're going to give me one, I'm bow hunting. Okay, Susan Dillman wants to know, tomorrow after eliminations are done, when approximately do the finals start? I believe it was 1 p.m. is our first division for the finals. Not tomorrow, sorry, Saturday. Yes, 1 p.m. we will start the finals on Saturday. How do you become an actual pro shooter? Well, the Lancaster Archery Classic, you just come in and say, pay $375. You're a pro. It depends on what you consider to be a pro archer. There are a couple pro archers who that's all they do is archery, but there are several pros who have jobs as well, not in archery. Keith Ahlstrom, one of my favorite people in 3D archery, shoots senior pro. He owns a tree cutting business. That's what he does down in North Carolina. So, you know, it's up to you what you want to dedicate to it. Some of the full-time pros, Dan McCarthy, Emily McCarthy, Levi Morgan, of course, you know, he has a TV show on the side, still in archery. You know, he films his bow hunts and stuff, but he's kind of different in that it's not just target. Dan McCarthy, Emily McCarthy, they're just target archers. Dan also bow hunts, but in the pro space, that's what he does. All right, so, okay, has anyone taken the top 8 or 4 using a Bear brand bow? I don't recall that, James Lewis. I don't recall if anyone has ever shot a Bear up in there. So that's going to do it for us here for the noon line on Thursday. So we got to start getting ready for the 4:30 p.m. line. Thanks to all of you who tuned in, and we will be back here shortly at the 2025 Lancaster Archery Classic.
In the past 20 years, LCA has been a game changer.
We shoot a lot different style bows now than we did 10 years ago, even 5 years ago.
Because they're archery people, they make products that we actually need, and it's not just a bunch of fluff and trash that sounds cool, but you don't really need.
The innovation of Last Chance Archery products has been incredible. Everything that a pro shop owner or a serious competitor or serious bow hunter would want, Last Chance Archery has been there for them.
This bow here is a really good bow to get started. What do you think?
I like it. Three fingers underneath, and you're going to draw to your anchor. Great job!
This limit be a good step up from what you had. It's going to be a little bit higher throw.
Hey, nice shot.
Thanks.
Power, penetration, and higher velocity combine to make the new Easton 5.0, an ultra-lightweight, micro-diameter hunting shaft, perfect for bow hunters, engineered on a brand new 5mm AccuCarbon platform. It can be configured to offer maximum speed, or can be built with weight up front for extreme accuracy. Each 5.0 is guaranteed to have virtually perfect consistency. Punch your tag with the industry's most versatile arrow. Experience the all-new Easton 5.0 today.